That's awesome. Okay, well, another question that I have for you is weight training. What's really important? I mean, how much lifting or how much leg lift, training should you do to be? I mean, does it really improve your cycling, and how much does it improve it if you're, doing that kind of stuff along with your cycling?
Researchers have been fighting about the impact of weight training on endurance performance for 20 years at least. And where I stand and where pretty much all of CTS stands is that it's still inconclusive. And when you take a step back from the research end of it and look at it from a practical standpoint, the majority of the athletes that we're working with and the majority of you probably don't have a whole lot of time to train overall. You have 6, maybe 8 hours, you're riding 3 times a week, maybe 4. The strength training, any amount of strength training that you're going to be able to squeeze into that is probably not going to be enough impact on your cycling power or endurance. And you'd be better off spending any additional hour to 2 hours that you have on the bike. Just because it becomes a larger, you're adding more to the already sport-specific work that you're doing. Now, on the flip side of that is strength training from a lifestyle and overall health standpoint. And cyclists have something that I refer to as the cyclist paradox. You have a giant aerobic engine, you have a well-developed aerobic system, and this body that is only really designed to pedal a bicycle in one plane. You're sitting supported on a saddle, pedaling, and your feet are going in a circle. You take a cyclist who's been on a bike for 20 years, and you put them on, a basketball court, and they just try to play a pickup game of basketball, they're going to be sore for 2 days. You take the example of Lance Armstrong when he retired from cycling in 2005. He decided to run a few marathons. This is a guy who has the aerobic strength to run 5-minute miles day in and day out. His joints and his bones and his connective tissues were not prepared for it at all. Cyclists have this where you can run faster than your body can cope with. You can get yourself in trouble that way because you have this aerobic engine, but then your body is not really adapted to anything but cycling. So, from a strength training perspective, if there is enough time to do 1 or 2 workouts a week, we prefer to spend that time doing things like lateral lunges, or step-ups, or dynamic exercises like that are just body weight mostly exercises, or body weight, small dumbbells, things like that, where you're starting to get more of that lateral stability, that movement through the hips, some core strength to them as well. But we're not doing any of those things really because we think it's going to make us better cyclists. We're doing them because it is a real shame to see somebody, lose a few weeks out of their cycling season because they injured themselves putting luggage on the roof of the car.
Good point. Well, that's great.